Hi guys, Chris here again. So I was going to do a video on this, but it's been annoying me, got me angry. So Unnatural Vegan, she did a video about Dr McDougall, and I'm not going to lie, it really peed me off. She did this sort of attack video on Dr McDougall. She tried to make out he doesn't know what he's on about. She's trying to say, the fat you eat is not the fat that you wear. So those of you, familiar with Dr McDougall is one of the best doctors in the entire world, and I don't say that lightly. Dr McDougall is not some sort of hokey pokey doctor. He is an actual medical doctor, a licensed physician, got medical qualifications, and has been practicing medicine for about 45 years now. So he's been around a lot, and his credentials speak volumes. Dr McDougall has saved the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands of people. He's saved the lives of so many people, changed the lives of so many people. So Dr McDougall can take fat, sick, dying people and make them healthy again. He can take people who are obese, put them on a whole food plant-based starch diet. So basically what I mean by that is Dr McDougall promotes the starch solution, so that's the name of his book, and basically what he says is we're getting the majority of our calories from starch. With starch being let's say rice, potatoes, grains, etc. Starch is a form of carbohydrate that is used for energy. And basically Dr McDougall promotes very high carb, very low fat, and he gets results. He can take people who have heart disease. Some of the patients can come to him with heart disease, put some on the plant-based diet, they reverse their heart disease. He can take people with diabetes, type 2 that is, and within a day or two he's having to take them off medication. And I can testify to that because as a type 1 diabetic, when I went vegan, quite quickly I became so insulin sensitive like that. So I understand what this diet does, and when I went vegan I didn't actually know about Dr McDougall, but essentially I was eating very similar to what he recommends in terms of high carb, low fat. So I know the results that happen. Likewise, my resting heart rate went down to the 50 to 60 range, and my blood pressure went down, and long term I started losing weight from it. Anyway, Natural Vegan, she came out with all of these different criticisms of Dr. Greger, in terms of, trying to say that, people basically get a fat deficiency, people need fat. And here's the thing, Dr. McDougall isn't saying that people shouldn't have any fat. He's saying they should have low fat. And the thing is, you only need small amounts of fat in your diet. You only need small amounts of fat to create, cholesterol, testosterone, estrogen, hormones, etc. You need small amount of fat to be used in the creation of, the cell walls. You need very small amounts of fat. Let me put it this way, people are not dying from fat deficiency, are they? They're not dying because they don't have enough fat in their diet. They're dying because they have too much fat in their diet, aren't they? And if you look at vegans, how many times have you ever heard of a vegan dying from a fat deficiency? You haven't, because it doesn't happen. It does not happen. And let's take June Rider for example. June Rider has extremely low fat intake. I reckon he probably has about, based on what he eats and because I record everything I eat on Chronometer, so I have a good idea, usually by eyeballing people's food. I wouldn't be surprised if he only gets about 3 to 4% of his calories from fat. He's super low fat, and look at the volume of work and training he does. Look at the watts he pushes out. If he had a fat deficiency, it would manifest itself in the form of testosterone. He wouldn't have enough testosterone to be able to repair his muscles, to repair the damage, to be able to put out the wattage. It's just a joke. And let's look at, say, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. So he did Forks Over Knives with Dr. T. Colin Campbell, and Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn is one of the best doctors in the world when it comes to heart disease. And what does he recommend? High carb, low fat. That's how he gets his patients healthy, and he doesn't have to worry about them getting a fat deficiency. It's like I eat a low fat diet, perhaps not as low as your June Rider. I get about 10 to 12% of my calories from fat on average, but I get enough flaxseed in my diet for omega-3. Flaxseed also lowers your heart rate, and I haven't got a fat deficiency from it. You can still have healthy fats on a low fat diet because your body only needs small amounts of fat. And the other thing you need to realize is the fat you eat is the fat that you wear. When you eat more fat than you need, you'll wear it. So you do need fat, you know, for your body to create, you know, cholesterol and hormones. You know, it's some fat is used in the creation of your cells. You know, you do need small amounts of fat, but all the fat you need is what you would find in plant foods. You know, on a high carb, low fat ratio. It's impossible when you're eating sufficient calories to be deficient in fat. It doesn't happen. It's never seen. There's a reason why vegans are the healthiest in terms of the lowest cancer rates, the lowest heart disease rates. So Dr. McDougall always says the fat you eat is the fat you wear, and that's scientific fact. You can actually take people's fat, you know, samples of their fat, and you can actually see where their fat came from, or work out roughly what it is. So if someone's been having a lot of, you know, fish, you'll see a lot of omega-3 in their fat. If you have someone who has a lot of flax, you'll also see a lot of omega-3, and so on and so forth. You know, if you have someone who has, let's say, a lot of meat, you'll see a lot of trans fat stored in their fat. And the reason why is that the body can essentially take the fat and deposit it immediately, you know, after it's been through the stomach into the actual fat cells. It's easily deposited in there, whereas carbs, it's actually a lot harder to do so, because your body's more likely to just burn that carbs off as extra energy. And the thing I want you to look at here, guys, is because studies are very good. You know, I think studies are very interesting. You can learn a lot from them, but what ultimately matters is results. You know, if someone releases a study tomorrow that says the sun you know, rises in the west and sets in the east, are you really going to believe that just because of a study? And the thing I want you to really think about here is, you know, is what's being told to you, you know, does it match up or line up with, you know, logic or reason or understanding, things that we know to be true? You know, the same as, you know, gravity is true, the same as, you know, the high carb, low fat vegan diet is in terms of health. You know, it's irrefutable. So if you have someone who's trying to come along and say that, you know, high carb, low fat, you know, isn't healthy and it makes you fat, you really need to start questioning that person. Now then, I don't hate Unnatural Vegan in any way, shape or form. She does annoy me. You know, some of the videos she does, other videos she does, you know, they actually are quite good, some of them. I do like some of them, but when it comes to this issue, it just annoys me. And what I'm going to say now, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to be nasty, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but look at Unnatural Vegan. She's not, you know, she's not lean, is she? Now then, I'm not saying that, you know, to be mean. I spent the vast majority of my life as someone who was overweight, obese. I remember as a little kid, I was probably the second fattest kid in my class, as one of the fattest kids in the schools. I was that fat. I had a, you know, little pair of boobs, you know, because I had a big belly. You know, I spent most of my life overweight. I remember when I started working where I work now 10 years ago. I remember being, you know, the second fattest person, and, you know, I would fluctuate throughout life. You know, weight would go up, weight would go down. But now it is the healthiest I've ever been, from a high carb, low fat. My BMI is 23. I've got about 20 pounds to lose still, but I'm gradually losing it. And here's the thing, look at Unnatural Vegan. Why is she still, after what, 4 or 5 years of being vegan now? I think she's been vegan that long, based on her YouTube channel. So if I'm wrong there, but she's definitely been vegan a good few years now. Why isn't she lean? Why is she not lean? I know it sounds mean, but why is she not like Freely? Why is she not skinny? And she did a video a while ago called I think something like what do I look like? And, you know, she basically lifts a t-shirt up, and you can see, you know, she ain't lean, is she? And why is that? Because the fat you eat is the fat you wear. She isn't eating high carb, low fat like Freely, is she? What is she eating? She's eating, you know, higher protein, higher fat, because she thinks that she needs them to, you know, fill her up, so she doesn't have to eat, you know, too much more food. And here's the thing. As a vegan, you do not need to be worried about having to restrict your calories. I've said this before in I think my last 2 videos. Vegans are the only food group with a healthy BMI, that being a BMI on average of 23. Healthy BMI is 20 to 25. Every other food group is above 25. Above 25 being overweight. And, you know, I eat so much food now, and I don't put any weight on from it. Look at Freely and June Rider. Look at how much food they eat, and they don't put weight on. People say, oh, that's all the cycling they did. Well, if that's true, then why was Freely still fat when she did all that cycling? It was because of her diet. wasn't it? 'Cause she was still eating, you know, a lot of animal products and what have you. And even though they do quite a bit of cycling, sometimes they don't do any for ages. Like, you know, they might only, you know, only do some, you know, every like once or twice a week or whatever when you look in their Strava sometimes. So it's bogus. Now then, if you look at her, she's trying to come out and attack Dr. McDougall and say, you know, he's wrong about fat. But look at Dr. McDougall. What is Dr. McDougall? Dr. McDougall is lean. Look at his face. Look how kind of gaunt his face is. You can tell that he is a lean guy. And I was actually listening to one of his videos he did there the other day, and I think it was with Dr. Tolosa. Really funny video, and he said how I think he was either with Dr. Atkins or someone else, some sort of debate, and he said how sad he was because he wanted to do this at the time but he never did. He was going to turn around to the other person and say, take your shirt off and I'll take my shirt off, and to basically shame this fat guy, and he never did it, and he said to this day he regrets it. Why is that? It's because he's lean. So like I said before, you need to look at the results. So you have Unnatural Vegan over here. She's been vegan for years, yet she still isn't lean, and she still, you know, is carrying excess fat. Not saying she's a bad person, because, you know, I still have, you know, about 20 pounds to lose since I've gone vegan. I'm slowly going down, and I spent most of my life being overweight. But look at results now. Look at, you know, Dr. McDougall over here, lean. What does he eat? He eats high carb, low fat. Unnatural Vegan, what she eats lower carb, higher fat, higher protein. So she still does eat carbs, but she doesn't eat, you know, high carb like we do, like 80 to 90% calories plus. You know, she has this focus on protein, fat. It's very prevalent in a lot of her videos. She has this obsession with it, and look at her results. She isn't lean as a result. So the main thing that I want you to take away from this video, guys, is that Dr. McDougall is one of the best doctors in the entire world. I have such respect and admiration for the man. I think the work he does is amazing, and when I watched her video, it just really annoyed me because Dr. McDougall has changed the lives of so many people. He really has. You know, you look at, you know, the stories on there, the people he's helped, the interviews and stuff that they have with different people. You can see online sometimes loads of different videos that are out there, and you can see the impact he has. And for her to come out and just attack Dr. McDougall like this, it just makes me angry, because if anything, we in the vegan community should be sending people to, you know, Dr. McDougall. And if those of you who watch my videos on a regular basis, you'll always see I have those book of the episode slides, because I always like to try and promote these doctors and their work and their social media, to send you guys to them. And I always have Dr. McDougall on a number of different ones because I believe in what he says. You know, he is one of the best scientists. If you're watching this and you're overweight, follow Dr. McDougall. If you're someone who's watching this and has heart disease, follow Dr. McDougall. If you're someone who's watching this who has diabetes, follow Dr. McDougall. If you're someone who's watching this and has some kind of medical condition, follow Dr. McDougall, who is one of the best in the world. You know, watch him on YouTube, watch the webinars he does with Dr. Tolosa. They're extremely informative. You know, watch a lot of the content he has, buy a lot of his books. If you're overweight, he actually does a really good one, which I bought a while ago to read. It's the McDougall Maximum Weight Loss Program. It's about 25 years old now, 20 years old, but still in print because it's that popular for a reason. Buy the Starch Solution, check that out, and listen to what he has to say. It's as simple as this: do you want to be lean, fit, healthy? Do you want to be lean? If the answer is yes, then who are you going to choose? Someone over here, Unnatural Vegan, who advocates, you know, eating higher amount of fat and higher amount of protein and isn't lean? Or do you want to follow someone over here like Dr. McDougall, who advocates high carb, low fat and is lean, but is also one of the best doctors in the entire world? Make your decision, guys. So I hope that was useful, guys. You know, if you're yourself looking for, you know, foods to eat to, you know, try and lose weight, if you're trying to get an idea of what we vegans eat, what we high carb vegans eat, follow me on Instagram at High Carb Jedi. I'm also on Twitter. You know, make sure you follow, you know, Freely, Dune Rider, see what they eat, see what they do. Follow Dr. McDougall. Also, you know, follow Dr. Garth Davis, Dr. Michael Greger, Dr. Neil Bernard, Dr. Colwell Aston, Dr. T. Colin Campbell, Dr. Joel Kahn, Dr. Joel Furman. These doctors are among the best in the world at what they do. They help take fat, sick, dying people and make them healthy. You know, some of them specialise in different things, whether it be heart disease or diabetes, but the results are the same. The end results are the same. I.e., people lose weight, they get fitter, they get healthier, they reverse their heart disease, they reverse their diabetes, and in cases they even reverse cancer. So guys, I hope this was useful. I didn't mean it to be a bit of a long rant, so sorry if I went on there. I was angry, had to get it off my chest, had to say what I wanted. I hope you liked this video. If you didn't, tell me why. If you love this video, please give it a like. Please share it with people, perhaps share it on Twitter, on Facebook. Give me your feedback, let me know what you want to see next time. Until next time, God bless, and I'll see you soon. So today, why are low carb diets so good for weight loss? The answer is the diet. They reverse their heart disease. You know, you can take people with diabetes, type 2 that is, and within a day or two he's having to take them off medication, and I can testify to that because as a type 1 diabetic, when I went vegan, quite quickly I became so insulin sensitive like that. So I understand what this diet does, and you know, when I went vegan, I didn't actually know about Dr McDougall, but essentially, you know, I was eating, you know, very similar to what he recommends in terms of, you know, high carb, low fat. So I know, you know, the results that happen. Likewise, you know, my resting heart rate went down to the 50 to 60 range, my blood pressure went down, and you know, long term I started losing weight from it. Anyway, Natural Vegan, she came out with all of these different criticisms of Dr. Greger, in terms of, you know, trying to say that, you know, people basically get a fat deficiency, people need fat. And here's the thing, you know, Dr. McDougall isn't saying that people shouldn't have any fat, he's saying they should have low fat. And the thing is, you only need small amounts of fat in your diet. You only need small amounts of fat to create, you know, cholesterol, testosterone, estrogen, hormones, etc. Hi guys, Chris here again. So I was going to do a video on this, but it's been annoying me, got me angry. So Unnatural Vegan, she did a video about Dr. McDougall, and I'm not going to lie, it really peed me off. She did this sort of attack video on Dr. McDougall. She tried to make out he doesn't know what he's on about. You know, she's trying to say, you know, the fat you eat is not the fat that you wear. So those of you, you know, familiar with Dr. McDougall is one of the best doctors in the entire world, and I don't say that lightly. You know, Dr. McDougall is not some sort of, you know, hokey pokey doctor. He is an actual medical doctor, a licensed physician, you know, got medical qualifications, and has been practicing medicine for about 45 years now. So he's been around a lot, and his credentials speak volumes. Dr. McDougall has saved the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands of people. He's saved the lives of so many people, changed the lives of so many people. So Dr. McDougall can take, you know, fat, sick, dying people and make them healthy again. He can take people who are obese, put them on a whole food, plant-based starch diet. So basically what I mean by that is Dr. McDougall promotes the starch solution, so that's the name of his book. And basically what he says is, you know, we're getting the majority of our calories from starch. You know, with starch being, you know, let's say rice, potatoes, grains, etc. Starch is a form of carbohydrate that is used for energy. And basically Dr. McDougall promotes very high carb, very low fat, and he gets results. You know, he can take people who have heart disease, you know, some of the patients can come to him with heart disease, put some on the, you know, plant-based diet.